Right, second talk of the evening from John. So very generously with his colleagues have offered us this venue from TerraSky, and he's going to talk to us about AI and MLOps. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Mark. And yes, so long time attender, first time sponsor. It's actually nice to give back. So I recommend, if anybody wants to sponsor, if their company will allow it, I highly recommend it. So again, maybe some of you have seen a variation of this talk in previous cases. You know that I like to, I'm more about interaction than I am talking. So I obviously will have quizzes, have pub quiz, because that's my thing, and also prizes, right? So about me, Field CTO at TerraSky, just a year now. I'm former Red Hat, Puppet, and HashiCorp from the States. I've been here a decade now. A bit of a critic. I'm very direct. It doesn't take a glass of wine to make me give a real opinion on a company that when I think it's something wrong, right? So I'm very direct, very honest when it comes to positive or negative. Support of the Raspberry Pi Foundation. So anybody who buys the Packer book, Packer in Production, that is my current book on Packer, that commission goes to the kids' charity to teach kids to code. I'm still active in the Fedora community, an ex-Red Hatter. In fact, a couple of people here I think have worked with either Red Hat or Puppet or HashiCorp, sorry. And a bit on Spectrum, avid sailor, that's my hobby. And again, I'm a novice. I'm 20 years in the industry, but I'm still a novice, right? So topics tonight, I'll make it really quick because it's so nice outside. We'll get you outside if you are able to stay at Aldgate Tap right outside and enjoy the last warm night we might ever have. So, pub quiz and AI hardware lab. So normally I do completion quizzes. I say, okay, we'll use the audience as inference. Finish this sentence. You know, write this Terraform stanza or something, a resource. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to do something a little bit different because I like this group because I'm more casual with this group, right? Also, the ecosystem, which is updated, private and public LLMs, which changes every day.
That's pubic.
Pubic LLMs are not on the agenda tonight, sorry.
Pubic and privates.
Pubic and privates. Thank you for that. Sorry. I would have glazed over that and not even noticed. Oh, incidentally,
As used by Pornhub, yeah?
you've just already won a prize. I didn't even get to it yet. This is ridiculous. And then we'll go to the model match talk. So prizes up for grabs tonight. Cocktail smoker kits. So who doesn't like a smoky Negroni or whatever on an autumn evening? Got 2 of those. I got a Rubik's Cube branded with TerraSky and a bottle branded with TerraSky. Cyberpunk visor, 1 more of those left. Some of you already have them, don't. And top prize, if you stump me or find a mistake, which I can't believe you did. You get a pair of the Magic Light Up shoes, right? So everybody's seen me in these, yeah, yeah. So now you got to tell me your shoe size, right? So yeah, wait, blue. We need blue tonight. So I owe you a pair of shoes, right? That's ridiculous. No more mistakes. No more mistakes. They're not cheap, right? So first, who named the band? Who made the original song here? You shout it out. No? Say again? No? I had to think about this too. No, that's the picture of the band, and it's not. It just looks like his hair.
Industry.
Say again?
Industry.
No. Wow, I had to look this up myself too. Actually, I'm going to say you can all cheat in these phones now. Just somebody find. You know the lyrics. You know what I'm thinking about, right? I got drunk at a HashiCorp karaoke night once and sang this, and now I can never hear the song the same way again.
Is that like Kiss or something?
No. I thought someone would know it. I thought this was the easy one, sorry. It's harder than it seems. The band is called the... No? Oh my gosh, here I thought it was going to be the quick talk. Yes! Thank you, you use your phone. Right, you get to come up and take a prize.
No, that's right, I'll leave it someone else.
No, they all know now. You have to. You have to. The Romantics, one-hit wonders, and you'll never hear that song again. So visor, bottle, Rubik's Cube, or cocktail smoker.
What's the cocktail smoker?
You do not enjoy a Negroni without smoking it. You put some smoke on it. There you go. Yeah. YouTube how to use it. YouTube how to use it. Yeah, right. Okay, so question 1, we get the low-hanging fruit, which took way too long, out of the way. Now question 2, we do have a completion quiz question. This is, again, because I'm a Packer guy, Chatbot, this is an example I took from one of the models. Write me a Packer template for Amazon Linux 2 PCI compliant. Marcus, last night, right?
Please stop.
Yes, exactly. This came up last night and I said I was going to incorporate it into this. So this is what a lot of LLMs will come back with. And this is actually the start of it. But can anybody see what's wrong with this? Yes? No, that's actually needed. That's a markdown thing. Not needed, but that helps because that formats the text as a code block, right?
They're missing a semicolon.
No, I'll give you a hint. It's not a syntax error.
Does it need a token maybe because they've changed?
No, these are all valid. Say again?
Only for the name here.
No. See,
missing a curly brace.
these are all valid. Yeah, because it's cut off. It's cut off. It's dot 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 ellipsis. Yeah. Sorry, I added that to cut off.
PCI compliance, yet it has a secret key.
No. Shit. This one too. Sorry.
Secret keys not necessarily access keys.
No. I'll give you a hint. It's not a security problem. This is actually valid Packer.
Is that not a real region?
That is a real region. But I'll give you a hint. This is out of date. Why is this out of date? For Packer.
It was an extra bracket, an extra curly bracket.
Yeah, but there should be at the bottom. Yeah, it was too big to fit on the page.
Then it should write it in HCL.
Marcus, yes. You hear that? Everybody hear that?
No, can you hear that?
Packer was rewritten. JSON is no longer the standard for Packer. It's HCL.
Write it in HCL.
Yeah, right. So if you go back, so you can pick one. Come up and pick one. Yeah. Marcus gets it. Right. So if you put these 3 ticks and markdown and then the language or program, right? That is a standard way, and it comes up important later because of agents, right? This is to say this is formatted as a JSON code block, right? So if you are in completion, you go back, delete everything up to here, and put backticks in HCL. It will finish it in HCL, right? The way it should be. So that's one thing that I find in models, which is interesting. If you guide them with the format, that helps, right? So questions 3 and 4. And normally I give away GPUs, but not tonight because these are expensive, right? So who can tell me, first of all, there's 2 questions. The difference between these 2 GPUs. These are, when I was year 2 at HashiCorp, I wrote a blog about these new GPUs that NVIDIA made for AI. And I couldn't afford one at the time. Who can tell me, this is a GV100 32 gig. Who can tell me how much this cost when it was brand new, when it was released?
6,000.
You're closest. But you've already won. What?
1,000 at least.
No, it was literally like, Honor, you're really close, but $15,000. Yeah, for one of these, right? And right now, maybe about 12 or 1,500, right? That's what I love about old stuff, right? Still perfectly valid. It still works really well for AI and inference. This is the kind of GPU, actually this is the GPU, same thing, a different version for servers. This is what GPT-3 was trained on, right? The DGX-1. And I tell you what, Honor, you got one. Yeah, well, that's close. It was 15,000. 15,000. You can pick one out. Not one of these, sorry. And now it's funny because in the used hardware market, this is what?
You want the differences, yes?
Yes. Well, wait. I'll ask the question. No, technology differences.
Technology differences.
Yeah. So it's the same GPU, different form factor, right?
Yes.
What's this? Which this one?
I wanted to say exactly the biggest difference is the form factor.
So what? So we all know this is what?
That one doesn't have an HDMI port, so there's no graphics out there.
That's true. That's true.
PCI port.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So this is PCI.
And the other one is, I think the new NVE one version probably.
Not MVE. ME. What is it?
Next up.
You already won. Shut up. No, I'm kidding. Say again?
Oh, faster.
Yeah, the bus width. Yeah, the memory bus. Yeah, no, Honor. Sorry, you did that last time too. You answered too many questions correctly. HBM is the memory. Yes, but no. You said the bus type. Did anybody hear that?
Yeah.
Now, who actually got it? Honor. Did you say it? You said okay. Well, right. Perfect. You come up and pick one too. So I've got one more left. Right. So. This is PCI Express. If you ask pros, they will say that this is slower than this, right? That's wrong.
Yeah.
This is a PCI slot plus extra power, plus NVLink, right, to connect multiple cards together, right? This is the same thing, but everything is built in, right? Now, the crazy part, and this isn't a question, if you go buy any of these pre-owned right now, this one costs what? Anybody guess?
5,000.
What does that? 1,200 bucks, isn't it?
It's insane. This is like 400 or 500 quid, right?
No way.
Okay.
These are more. Why? Can anybody guess why?
Because they're easy to use.
Yeah, exactly, right? So this is a better option, right? This is because it's self-contained. You stick it in, and it's got high speed, everything built in. You don't have to have extra cables. But the servers that can handle this are rare, and they cost a lot of money, right? Very expensive. Very expensive, yeah. So this is why NVIDIA's selling kit for 100 grand a unit right now.
And you have kind of this heat sink out now.
Yeah, you either immersive cool it, you liquid cool it, or you put a big heat sink. Exactly. Sorry. So
Also at the same time, I think that's why NVIDIA has been on top currently.
exactly.
Because of the compatibility.
Yeah, so NVIDIA realized, like, well, we've hit the limits of the motherboard, we need something else, and they created their own bus, right, SXM. And now, and now, like, instead of the GPU being a card, GPU is a socket, just like the CPU, right? And that's why they took off, right? So the cards are great. Again, I'm a hardware guy. First of all, I don't like anything I can't do on my own. And I don't like necessarily, I like to be able to understand it from the hardware up, layer one, right? Now, question 5 again. So there was the talk about HBM, right? So you said it right, HBM memory, right? That's why these are so expensive. So bus width is what on HBM2? Does anybody know? I've mentioned this.
5,120.
The newer ones, HBM3. HBM3 plus, yeah. HBM2, 4K, right? So your gaming GPU has GDDR5 or GDDR6, and it's 256-bit or 384-bit, right? Yeah. The bandwidth on that maybe is 200 gigs a second, right? This is a 7-year-old card now with HBM2 over a terabyte a second, right? So every token in that inference, you have to read the entire model from memory into the GPU, right? So if it's a 20 gig model, every token, 20 gigs, has to go through the memory bus, right? That's why a gaming GPU cannot infer as fast as a 7-year-old AI GPU, right? Because they're designed that way. Now, Graviton, the latest generation of Graviton CPU, upped their game with memory bandwidth because of this. Does anybody know, this is, I don't expect anybody to know this, I had to look it up myself. This is bandwidth for Graviton 4 memory. Close? No more right answers.
Probably about 512 to 1,024 probably.
You know what, you're close with 500. I think it's like 400, 450 or something like that. Yeah.
I was saying either 512 or 1,240.
So just stick with the first one. So it's like 400 or 500 gigs a second, which is a big deal. That's a lot of bandwidth. Anybody know what a MacBook is? M3? M3 or M4? M4.
If it's a Mac, it's around 400.
Not even.
Well, they throttled it on.
Yeah, so the memory's built in, right? It's really fast, but it's still limited. It's only 120 or 140 gigs a second.
Yeah, well, I think on the lower end chips, on the Max chips, I think it's something.
Yeah. Oh, if you found a higher end M series that has higher, I want to know, because I looked that up and I was surprised it would seem low to me too. Yeah. So I've got 3 prizes right next to each other. You guys can pick out. Anyway, so again, maybe you've seen this before, brief history on LLM projects. There was the first TensorFlow meetup in London just about when I moved here, 9 years ago. Sponsored by Google. They filled the rafters with 300 people in Hammersmith. And that was, I think, the last one they did. They did like 2 meetups at TensorFlow. People didn't understand it, right? It's hard to use. Google makes great tech, but sometimes it's hard to use. So now we have, obviously, OpenAI, through the box open, Llama, right? Llama that was really not a standard, but a model. And then that created the path for GGML, right? So what I like to work with is Llama CPP. So this Bulgarian, Yuri Yurganov, who's Bulgarian? Who can tell me I'm pronouncing that wrong? Just say it's just say it's my accent. Yeah, anyway. So who is? Anyway, this is the latest bit now. Again, we have all these different interchanged layers of vector calculation, right? How many numbers can you multiply together as quick as possible? That gave rise to training that could be done in feasible time, right? The algorithms, the software for training a model had been around for decades, but the hardware that could make it happen in less than 2 years didn't exist until recently, right? So that is what the big shift is. Hardware made this possible, right? So text generation, which is the frankly easiest kind of concept in machine learning, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? And a picture will take 1,000 times as much energy to generate than a paragraph of text, right? In fact, someone told me, I don't know if this is true or not, that every time you could generate an AI image, now it takes as much energy as an iPhone battery, which is not, I mean, it's not crazy, but that's, for 1 million images, that's kind of a waste, right? And then you decide you don't like it, do another one, yeah. So training and inference are easier than ever before. You can do them on your own, you can do them in the cloud. All the next gen NVIDIA kit is already spoken for by the cloud, right? Not many people go out and buy server chips like this anymore. Okay. 2024 Gen AI and DevOps, and I used to have Devin up here. When was the last time anybody heard about Devin, right? It lasted, I think, about 4 months, and then nobody talked about it again. Copilot now. Who uses Copilot? And you do?
Yeah, cool.
Really? Sorry?
I've used Copilot.
You've tried it out, yeah.
Yeah, I tried it, obviously, then it's like fascination wanes.
Yeah, exactly. And then also Q. I actually have good luck with Amazon Q lately in Visual Studio Code. And I'm very low level to the tin. I like to use things at the base level, and I often will use Bedrock or my own models that I want to sort it out myself, right? I don't know necessarily what's happening in the middle of a high-level service like that. Okay, so the ultimate challenge is usually security, right? Not many people are able to use a SaaS product when you leak your data to the SaaS. And this I updated a little bit too, right? So virtual engineers, aka Devin, AI ops, MLOps, this is a trend that is not going away. And in fact, this is something a friend of mine in Portugal did. He automated, when GPT 3.0 released, I think, the prompt to say, whatever I say, turn it into an AWS CLI command and run it, right, as a service. And it sounds ridiculous, but you can do a lot. I don't have to be an AWS architect. Say, show me all my S3 storage in a certain class of storage. And it just shows up, right? I don't have to remember the commands for that. I don't have to be certified on AWS Pro, Architect Pro to do that. This is 2 years old now. And it's only getting better, right? So a lot of this stuff, I hate to say, thankfully, takes the complication out of work and will continue to do so, right? Not in a bad way, not like it's going to replace us, right? But it's going to make things easier. So emerging tools and tricks for ops, again. I always say an LLM will not take your job, but an agent might, right? Language is one thing, you can copy and paste it and say it's yours. To have language come up or even stay hidden and just have it actioned behind the scenes automatically, that is a risk, right? So, and I again, probably 2 years ago or a year and a half ago when I took the summer off, I guess a year and a half ago, I wrote an app that say, okay, general OpenAI standard API, pick the server of your choice, either Llama or ChatGPT or whatever service is compliant. Same thing, the prompt is, take whatever I say, and then make a bash script that does that and run it, right? Dangerous, right? And I wouldn't even run it from containers. I would run it, we'll do it live, right on the host, right? So like show me the current time in parameter 1, 24-hour format, and include the time zone, right? I don't need to know bash. I run that as a script and it just comes out, right? That's effectively an agent. It doesn't have to be called an agent. It's just something that actions your text out of an LLM. So I use examples too, like make me a directory for each team in the FA Cup or something like that. I don't even know what teams are in the FA Cup, but it just pops up. Yeah, exactly, right? Literally get 100 directories. So the locally, again, that was not even using a service. That would work without GPT. You could do it locally, right? So this is all going to be standard now. And again, the ecosystem, this changes every month. My favorite, my private models, we were at FinTech AI, the FinTech AWS event last week, yeah?
Last week, yeah.
And every talk, of course, was about AI. Nobody could stop talking about Claude. Anybody use Claude yet? Yeah, a couple hands, all right? I'm impressed with it. I haven't used the bigger versions of it, and it does really well as a small model. My old favorite used to be Mistral. And in fact, there's a cross-blended model that I used for a long time called Amethyst Mistral, which I don't know how. It could do anything. It could translate Russian to Tolkien. It would literally like Elvish or something from Lord of the Rings. And I don't know, it would know the populations of cities in Eastern Europe or Siberia. I don't know how it would know all this, but it was amazing, right? And people took it offline because it was too valuable, right? So now my favorite, my go-to, at least for coding, is actually not CodeLlama as it was last time. CodeLlama is great, but I find that I have better luck with a model called CodeStrol. And I just did a webinar and I showed CodeStrol. You can say, write me a website in a Python framework, cool. Translate that to x86 assembly, and it does it. Translate it to ARM assembly, and it does it. Like, I don't know how it does this, but this is amazing. And it has a huge 32K context length. It's really good for code. And again, we still have Hugging Face being the Docker hub for this generation, right? Of storing all your models. I don't want to know what the egress bill is at Hugging Face, where you can download 200 gig models, right? They must have some of the top bandwidth egress in the world. So again, focus on Llama CPP. There is debate in this group whether they should change the name, because this is now a general server and service used for any language, any model. It's paired with Whisper CPP. Anybody use Whisper? Again, I love that you can use it locally. You can verbally talk to a model, use that as a client, pair it with an agent, say action any code that comes through, and it'll make it happen. So I don't have to type out, create me a directory, create me a JSON document for each team in the Euro Cup finals this year, or whatever year the data is on. I can just say it, and it happens, which is a scary way of things are going, right? It's going to be even better than that someday. So the file format, the GGML algorithm that he's written, and the GGUF file format, freely available, again, open source, which obviously I'm a big advocate of, allows different devices to be inferenced. Anybody know about Grok? G-R-O-Q, not G-R-O-K, yeah. Grok is now setting the standard in inference. That's the only thing that I can't outperform, right, with an inference engine. And anybody that's curious about this, again, we are a Dell partner. And that's important because actually I have a slide somewhere in here. A second. Where is that? I'm missing this. Oh, I took it out. I took it out. Oh my gosh. So there was one of these questions. I'll just improvise it. Okay. Dell. There's a news headline of the week. I can't believe I can't find it. I must have taken it out. Sorry.
Undo.
Yeah, I wish. Headline of the week.
Yes.
It only knows the data from 2019. Stop. So headline for Dell. Dell's AI business has surpassed any historical VMware business it ever had. Right? So VMware is in decline, but even the peaks of VMware are not matched by Dell's AI business right now. They're selling to the cloud. They're selling to businesses directly. Their GPU servers are selling more than their hypervisors in VMware ever did, which is saying something, right? Can anybody guess? That was one of my original questions. I must have ditched it. What Dell's projected revenue for this year is? To the nearest billion.
10 billion.
10 billion.
143 billion.
Somewhere in between is the right answer.
90 billion.
11. No, lower. It's not small. It's one of their record years, and their profits are even more record than that because they're cutting costs, right?
80 billion.
Close, very close. 97 billion.
Okay, I said 90 before.
You did?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it, Paul. I missed it, Paul.
I
So,
said about 35 billion, so
you
approximately.
said 35. Yeah, that's approximately 90. Right, exactly. So this is not all a cloud business, right? Dell is still selling a lot of hardware, especially as people are going repatriation. Like, instead of asking me for Dell for VMware, people are asking me Dell for GPUs and for AI, right? And I hate to say this is happening a lot more in the US than it is here, because it's harder to get the kit here, and the energy is way more expensive. Oh, that's another pub quiz. I didn't run out of prizes, but can anybody guess me the top 2 places? 5 minutes, cool. Top 2 countries by cost of electricity.
Iceland.
Is it?
Lowest cost.
No, lowest, no, highest. I was going to say, wow, that's just news to me. Highest cost for electricity, the top 2 countries.
UK.
UK, Ireland.
Yeah.
Doesn't that say something?
I think most probably would be China because China would be first, probably the highest cost. Okay. Then
No. Yeah, per kilowatt hour. Kilowatt hour, sorry. Kilowatt hour cost. No, China's low. Yeah, what you
Germany, Denmark.
low, no, highest no. Are you seeing it somewhere else?
Yes, Cloud AI.
What is Claude now? Right. No.
UK and Ireland beat all of those.
UK and Ireland are the most expensive in the world by far. In fact, I come from the US. When I moved here,
UK and Ireland.
I went from dollars to pounds. I'm like, wow, this is expensive, and the electricity is even more expensive, like 3x. So if I train a model in the US, a fraction, half the cost, right? So this is why a lot of that stuff is selling in the US better, right? And I'm going to go whip through this really quick because we're almost out of time. And we want to get you outside to the what's it called? Sorry.
You got a prize.
Yeah, wrote it down. I've run out of prizes. You could take one of these. The Aldgate pub is right outside that green area.
I know.
Aldgate Tap.
We've been cooped up in this place for too long.
We have. It's time to go. Again, everybody's hero, Sam Altman. I met him once while he was at Y Combinator. Just remember, garbage in, garbage out. Incidentally, he wore shoes like these into the Ritz, and they kicked him out. It was public, yeah, it was public. Yeah. No, you're not fitting our dress code, sir. Anyway, we could talk about battling VMs and LLMs against each other. We'll skip it, right? But anyway, thank you again. If anybody needs any advice on this, or any architecture, or any hardware advice, or training, or inference advice, TerraSky does this, right? Not just me, but there are people in our offices in the Baltics, in Israel, and New York that are doing this as well. So I love to talk about it. Even if you're not going to buy anything from me, I love to talk about it, right? So cool, let's do it. Thank you. And then so we're going to go out. And anybody has questions afterwards, you can LinkedIn as well.
Awesome. Thank you.